Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you're tuning in. Happy New Year to you. This is for New Vintage Church. This is our Sunday morning, January 2nd online service, and we hope that you're tuning in and checking this out. We hope that we can be an encouragement to you as you launch into a brand new year, 2022. And I'm here with my good guy, Jeff Kuda.
What's up?
The main man. Jeff leads worship for us regularly, and I know all of you who are tuning in from the New Vintage family are stoked that you see him sitting next to me, because that means there'll be more of him and less of me, which is what everybody wants. A lot of people need more cowbell, but at New Vintage, we need more Kuda. That's what we need more of, more Jeff Kuda. So, Jeff, thanks for being here this morning.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Jeff, you're going to sing a song for us this morning. I asked you to pick a song, and you're going to sing a song that's about money and fame and wealth and power and beauty, things that you and I know very little about.
True.
And we often get lured into thinking that that those are the things we need to make us happy in life. In fact, at the beginning of a year, we think, I got to get more of those things this year. But this song says that God is better than all those things. And tell me, I asked you to pick a song, and this is the song you picked to sing today. What do you love about this song? Like, what do you think when you sing it? Like, give us a behind-the-scenes look into your brain.
I just think it's I love the song, first of all, but I think it's a good reminder to us that God is better than all these things. And these are like, fleshy, tangible, I can touch it and feel it kind of things and see it in our lives. But beyond that, God is way better than all these things, and they're probably the most desirable things, I think, in the flesh are, money and good looking. We all want to have the best outfit and look our best when we go here and there, but at the end of the day, God is better than all these things, and He's forever faithful. And so to push all that stuff aside and to say God is better than those things, I just think it's a huge statement.
Yeah.
So I just love that about the song.
I love that. But the truth is, I want more followers. I want more friends. I want more influence. I do want more money. I want more stuff. I'm drawn to those things. And so I love this song and I hate this song because it's so convicting for me. As I sing it, I'm always singing it like I say the phrase, "You are better than all these things." But in my mind, I go, "You are supposed to be better than all these things." Yeah. Like I'm supposed to act like you're better than all these things. And yet all those things often get my attention. And so what I want you all to do as you're watching today, wherever you're watching from, as Jeff sings this song, you can sing along. But really, I want you to wrestle with that this morning. I want you to think about, is this God that's out there that you're trying to get to know, that you're connecting with, that maybe you've known a long time, or maybe you're just dipping your toe into the water for the first time? Could you say yet that He's better than all these things? If you had to make a choice between, like, Jeff Bezos kind of wealth or God and connecting with Him, and you had to make the choice, would you be tempted to take the wealth? If you had to choose between incredible beauty or connecting with God in a deep, meaningful way, would you be tempted to go, I think I'm going to at least try the beauty because I can see it and it's right there. It's what I really want. For me, if I'm being honest, if I'm being real, sometimes it's hard for me to live like God is really better than all these things. So as we launch into a brand new year, we want to start with this reminder that as you chase all the good things of 2022 and all the improvements of your lives, that you would be reminded, we would be reminded that this morning together we would sing this song to kick off the year that says, God, as good as it may be this year, you are still better. Jeff.
All the money that the world could hold, mountains made of solid gold, riches that could buy my dreams. You are better than all these things. Prettiest faces change their eyes, beauty that could hypnotize. The open doors that looks may bring. You You are better than all these things. 'Cause your love is better than life. You are the well that won't run dry. I have tasted and I have seen. You are better than all these things. Power that could shake the moon, the most important one in every room. The status matched my only kings. You are better than all these things. 'Cause your love is better than life. You are the well that won't run dry. I have tasted and I have seen. You are better than all these things. Being liked and loved by everyone. Approval that outshines the sun. Cheered by all who think of me. You are better than all these things. You are better than all these things. Oh, you are better. Oh, you are better. I have tasted and I have seen. You are better than all these things. 'Cause your love is better than life. You are the well that won't run dry. I have tasted and I have seen. You are better than all these things. Oh, your love is better than life. You are the well that never runs dry. I have tasted and I have seen. You are better than all these things. You are better than all these things. Oh, I know you are better than all these things. Oh, I know you are better than all these things. Oh, I know you are better than all these things. You're better than I can imagine. Better than I can imagine.
Jeff, thanks. I hope as you are listening this morning and you're wrestling with that idea of, is God really better? I hope that you discover this year that whether you perfectly chase him or not, he's better than the many things that seem to catch our eyes, the pretty things that seem like the things we should chase. The writer of Psalm 84 says this. He says, better is one day in your courts than thousands elsewhere. How can that be? Like, better is one day in your court than thousands elsewhere. Like, better is one day in your presence, God, than 1,000 back in the locker room with the Warriors. Better is one moment, one day in your presence, God, than 1,000 at the Oval Office. Better is one day in your court, God, than 1,000 on one of those little huts in Tahiti or Fiji, over the water where you get to, I see the ads all the time. I think I want to go there sometime for vacation. Better is one day in God's court than anywhere else for thousands of days. And he goes on to write that I would rather be a door holder in the house of God than to stay in the tents of the wicked. Like, I'd rather, if having something fancy, being connected to something amazing would disconnect me from God, I'd rather just be a lowly servant in God's house. Well, how can God be that good? What's so great about God? And that's a question I want to answer this morning, or attempt to answer this morning for you. And here's why we want to answer it. that question shapes, Jeff, a lot of why we do church the way we do church here at New Vintage. We call ourselves a church that unchurched people would love to attend, or somebody who's maybe disconnected from church would want to be in a place like this, because we know that there are thousands of people in our city who still aren't convinced that God is better than all these things. There's a massive group of people who would go, I disagree. He's not better. And yet as life hits, as kids enter the picture, as struggles come, as maybe just they get older and curiosity begins to grow, there's that nagging thought of like, is there a God? And is he good? And could I find him? And the reason we do church the way we do church here at New Vintage is that we want to be a place where people like that would have a safe place to come dip their toe and go, where can I go? Where does someone like that go? Where can I go where I'm not going to feel out of place? I'm not going to feel like I'm not allowed to ask questions. Where can I take my doubts, my questions, my concerns, my I don't know if God's betters? And New Vintage wants to be that place. We want to be that place for people like that. And so, why is God better? Well, let me be clear. I do want more money, and I do want more stuff, and I do want more notoriety. I do want more power. I feel those things. And this year, as we kick off a new year, I don't know what your resolutions are this year. I know people make resolutions and then they break them by January 15th. And I don't know what yours might be. Like you're thinking, I got to get in better shape, or I got to get better at saving money. I got to get better at treating my wife, or I got to get better. Like for me, I want to get better at putting date night on the calendar. I want to get better at putting my phone down and looking my kids in the face and not having them go, Dad, Dad, Dad. I want to get better at some things. You know, I'm getting up early so I can work out. I'm doing some things to get myself better. But the reason that God is so great is really found in the words of the next song you're going to sing, which is called Reckless Love. And the reason that God is so great is because of what that song says. And here's just a bottom line for you today. The reason God is so great is because before you and I were good at anything, he gave up everything. Before you were good in any way, before you and I were good at anything, he gave up everything that he might connect with us. What do I mean by that? Well, Romans 5:8 says that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. God demonstrates his love for us in that while we were still sinners, while we were essentially enemies of God, in a battlefield, there's always a winner and a loser. There's two sides, and one's trying to kill the other side to get victory. But in the story of God, he didn't kill us to win. He killed himself to win us. That's why God is so great. He took the penalty. He said, I love you so much. You're my enemy. You're against me. You don't even know it, but you're my enemy. And most enemies die at the hand of the one who's stronger, and I could take you out. But instead of taking you out, I'm going to kill myself in order to win you. And that's what makes God so great, is that he's a God who said, I'm not going to hold your sin against you. I'm not going to continue to lord myself over you. In fact, I'm going to give you my life so that you can have life. And what I want you to know this year is that I hope you do get better. I hope you get stronger. I hope you get in better shape. I hope you save more money. I hope you're kinder. I hope your morality changes for the better. I hope you overcome that addiction. I hope your pain subsides. I hope the misery goes away. I hope you find community and friendships. I hope your life changes for the better. I hope you serve here at New Vintage and you meet people who change your life. I hope that this year, 2022, is so much better for you. But what I want you to know beyond a shadow of a doubt is that if it gets no better, if you don't improve in any way, in fact, if you go the opposite direction, there's a God who has loved you since you were his enemy. He's not a God who loves you if. He's not a God who loves you when. He's a God who's loved you since you and I were his enemies. And yeah, he wants better for you. But the best better for you is to connect with the God who's better. And see, the reason he's better is because he has this reckless, ridiculous love for you and me, that he would kill himself. That's reckless in order to win you. If you've ever doubted that God loves you, I just want you to know this morning as you're listening, the reason God is so good is he loved you way before you were ever good in any way. And yeah, I hope you get better. But even if you don't, he's the God who's loved you since you were his enemy. So take comfort in that. Rest in that. As we sing this song, Jeff's going to sing this song called Reckless Love. I want you to sing along if you want to, if you know the words, or just listen in to what it says. And Jeff, just before you launch into it, what do you think this word reckless means? Like, why do you think the writer of this song calls it a reckless love that God has for us?
Man, that's the one word in the song that I've always wondered, but I love the song so much and what it says and what it declares, leaving the 99 to go get the one, and when I was your foe, still your love fought for me. And there's just all these great lines that declare God's love. And so, I mean, like I looked up the word reckless, and it's to not care about the consequences of your actions. And so I thought about that, like God loves us so recklessly, he doesn't care what the consequences are and what that looks like maybe in your life or in how he's impacted you, or how, I don't know if that makes sense. But
no, yeah, how much it hurts him. He's like, this is going to hurt me a lot, but because they're so worth it, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, I don't care about the consequences.
And people,
that's how much I love you.
People may never choose me, and yet I'm choosing them.
That's crazy.
And so I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's reckless.
Maybe you could work on that in 2022.
Maybe I should in 2022. Hey, Jeff, thanks for being here to sing this. Y'all sing along or listen and be encouraged.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't tear down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. No, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Hey, hey. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
And that song is why he is better. He's better because he's a God who chases you down, fights till you're found, will leave everyone who's good to go to find the one who still needs to know that God is good, that he is for you, and he's with you. And if you're listening today or you have a friend that you think this message is good for, or you wish they would connect with God, you can go to our groups page at newvintage.org and you can sign up for our next Starting Point class. Starting Point is a place where you can go maybe kick off the new year and go, you know what, I've been dragging my feet on discovering if I believe this stuff is true or not. And if you say he's better, and if he really loves me no matter what, I got to figure this out. And Starting Point is where you figure it out. There's no bad question. There's leaders there to help walk you through 8 weeks. It's just an 8-week short study to discover if you could put your faith in a God like that. So we'll be back January 9th for a brand new series that you don't want to miss. It's got an edgy title. It's all about the pretty things that we look around are tempted to chase. It's a brand new series for just a few weeks called That Sexy Devil. Now, does that make you interested, Jeff, a little bit?
Yeah.
Hey, he's not coming. All right. But it's going to be a great series about all the pretty things that we're just tempted to throw our lives after and chase after. You're going to love it. Bring a friend. The first week of a series is a great time to invite a friend. And the new year is a great time to invite a friend. So January 9th, brand new series. That night we'll also kick off Transit and Inside Out. We'll be back, our middle school and high school events. So Transit is at 5 o'clock on Sundays, and Inside Out, our high school ministry, is at 7 o'clock on Sundays. We're also launching for the very first time in a long time our Upstreet large group. We have a show, a performance, music, live music, and storytelling for our kids. So make sure you invite your friends who have families who have kids. On January 9th. We'd love to see you. If you'd like to give, to participate in what God's doing at New Vintage, 2022 is going to be an awesome year. We're anticipating incredible impact in our community. We'd love to have you on board serving with us and giving to what God is doing. You can do that at newvintage.org/give, or you can do it through text, or you can bring a check by or send it in the mail. Either way, thank you for partnering with us to spread the word to this community that there's a God who loves you even if you're not sure you love him yet. That's how good he is. He's better than our worst moments. He's a God who loves us, whether we love him or not. I know this. God's into you, whether you're into God yet or not. And he'll chase you down because he has a reckless love that isn't worried about the consequences to himself. Thanks for joining us today. We love you guys, and we'll see you January 9th